Lately, I've been really getting into yoga, so I decided to challenge myself to do yoga for 30 days straight. I found a studio near me that is super accepting of beginner yogis and just has fantastic energy and vibes. So I decided to get a 1-month-long membership for the entire month of April. My one rule for this challenge is I have to hit the mat at least once a day. Ideally, I'd like to be taking a class at my studio, but if I can't make it out for whatever reason, in my room works too. If I do need a break, I will take it. I'm not gonna force myself to do anything that is not good for me. I have 5 goals for this challenge. Number 1, I want to increase my flexibility and mobility. Number 2, I want to better my yoga practice and improve my form. I'm starting at ground zero, so I think after 30 days, I can only get better. Number 3, I want to get stronger. I'm not a big gym girly. The most exercise I do is walking around the city, so ideally I make my muscles a little bit stronger. Number 4, I'd like to look more toned. Now, by no means is this a necessity, but I figure just from doing no exercise to doing exercise every day, I will see a little tonage. And finally, I hope to improve mental clarity and decrease stress. Yoga is a fantastic stress reduction practice, and at the studio specifically, I feel so zen. So hoping from day 1 to day 30, I feel a lot more calm. Excited to take you guys along my journey. Let's do it. Hello. I just had my 8 a.m. flow yoga class at the studio I go to. Now I am home eating some breakfast. I like going to the earlier classes because first of all, they're quieter, and second of all, I like to get it sort of out of the way for my day. But I notice I'm a little more tired straight waking up from bed and like not eating anything, just going right to class. I don't usually eat that early, so maybe something to think about moving forward. Day 1, I'm feeling good. I can't believe I'm going to be doing this for 30 days. Feeling proud of myself for making this decision and trying to challenge myself. So I'll see you tomorrow. Whew, I am back from class and I am sweaty. Got myself a little iced coffee as a treat for being so good 2 days in. This class was on the harder end of classes that I take. There were a lot of very experienced people in the class, so I was definitely the worst one, which is totally fine. But sometimes it's hard to keep up with all the moves, and yeah, it's a little challenging, but it's good to challenge myself. I'm noticing that I don't have as hard of a time with the flexibility, like I can touch my toes, but it's the strength component that I'm really working up. I have to say, I love all of the instructors at this studio. Every single one I've met has been so friendly and encouraging, and this one even lightly touched me to adjust me, which honestly I appreciate because I have no idea what I'm fucking doing. So those little adjustments really helped me with my form. Day 2, killed it. Day 3, so I've been feeling very sore today, especially in my shoulder region. I think a lot of the downward dog and downward facing movements have just been a little hard on my arms. So for my yoga today, first of all, I've had a very busy day, so haven't had time to go to a class and it was pouring rain all day. So I'm just gonna do some stretches in my own flow before bed.
Some men live off whiskey, some men live off dough, some men live off women, and some men live off smokes. Well, some men live off country, and some men live off God. But my man don't need nothing but earth under his shoes. There's something in the water here, there's something in the trees. Oftentimes he says these foolish things to me.
So week 1 is done. I have to confess, yesterday on day 7, I didn't do any yoga. I had fallen really behind on my work. Just had a lot I had to get done. truthfully just didn't have time to go to a class or even do it on my own. Totally fine. So what was I noticing in the first week of yoga? I'll start with some of the more positive things. I'm really enjoying the studio I go to and the sense of community. People are beginning to know me, which feels really cool. And it's just nice to go to a place other than my apartment and put my phone away for over an hour and just really settle into myself. I do feel like my posture is getting slightly better, which is a lot to say after just a week of yoga, but it does feel like I'm getting stronger, so my muscles are able to hold me up easier. I feel like I know generally what to expect from the classes I go to, and I know how to make poses easier for myself as a beginner. I'm also getting more comfortable asking for help and taking adjustments as they come. Initially, I was feeling pretty embarrassed being so new, but nobody cares. Yoga is the most accepting place. Now for some of the negatives, which I don't perceive these as negatives, but these are more of like the downside of things this past week. I've been really tired. I took a nap nearly every single day, which is very unlike me. I never take naps. But I know that means I am pushing myself and I'm doing a lot more exercise than I was doing previously. So I think it's just a result of that. And hopefully as my body gets used to going to yoga classes, I'll like recalibrate. That was week 1 and I am excited for what the next 3 weeks holds. Just finished my 9th class and it was one of the 45-minute donation classes, and the teacher whose classes I've been to many times asked what I wanted to target, and I asked her to challenge me, so it was a bit of an intense class. I was definitely sweating. It's a beautiful day here in New York. It's about 75 degrees, so I'm feeling absolutely lovely. Feeling good, day 9. Today is day 13. I am about halfway through with this challenge, experiment, whatever you want to call it. I have so many thoughts racing around my head. First main one being that yoga is changing my life. The trifecta of yoga, therapy, and antidepressants, I'm just like on a whole new level of spirituality and understanding myself. Dedicating an hour a day to be phoneless, to be entirely focusing on myself and my body has been so freeing for me. I just love it. I'm not an emotional person, but I feel like I could cry about it. I figured I would be doing more yoga from home since sometimes it's really hard to fit into my schedule, but the studio I go to is so lovely and feels like such a community space where they know me and welcome me every single time that I just always make the extra effort to go there because I have such great classes every single day. I'm beginning to feel myself get stronger, which is an amazing feeling. I don't know if it's evident in my poses or my actual practice, but I can just feel my muscles a little bit more than before. Every day in class, I feel stiff, which just speaks to how much I've been needing this type of movement and stretching in my life. I can't imagine my body without it now. Practicing every day is also helping me realize how tense I am all the time. Even in class, my jaw is clenched, I realize I'm holding my breath. And that's just how I am 24/7. So really taking the time to put some mental effort into relaxing and softening has been transformative for me. I'm just loving it, y'all. I couldn't recommend it enough. And shout out to the corner in Williamsburg in Brooklyn. Y'all are the best, and thank you for allowing me to show up as me. And last thing before I close out week 2 and our halfway mark, I've been singing the praises of yoga, of course, to all my close friends. And I inspired my bestie from Boston, Kaylee, to go take a yoga class. And she said the same exact reaction as me. She said something like, "Why has 2 classes of yoga done more than 3 years of therapy?" And that is so fucking real. So if I haven't inspired you yet, go read some reviews of your local yoga studios and go try it out. It is amazing. On to week 3, let's go! Day 15 of my 30-day yoga challenge. I'm just in a great mood, I must confess. I launched a mini skirt today, and in the first 2 hours, it has sold 300 skirts. I can't even process that. That is so insane. I'm just like, okay. I can't believe people support me in that way, and it feels really cool and makes me really excited to make future designs, and it seems people are interested, so it's just so cool. I'm feeling great. Yoga has me feeling great. I have me feeling great. Life is good right now. Life is fucking good.
Don't know how to let you love me. I'm floating somewhere inside my body. I'm living in third person view. Can't you feel my ghost reaching out for you? Hand of God.
I am on day 22. This is the last week-ish of doing my 30-day yoga challenge. I did have some slip-ups in there, but hey, I'm human. I'm not perfect. This morning, I had a 10 a.m. yin and vin class, and holy shit, it was challenging. This was a new instructor that I have never been to before. I can sort of tell when it's going to be a hard class when I see a lot of advanced people there. When there's few people and when there's advanced people, I'm like, oh shit, maybe this isn't the entry level that I'm needing. Generally feeling strong, feeling flexible, somewhat thankful it's the final week because committing to something like this every single day is sort of big. I mean, it takes up how I plan my days. So I'd like to be a little more flexible with my time, but same story. Continuing to love the community, love the studio, love the classes. I always feel so much better. On to our final week. It is day 23 and I'm bringing my friend August. We're doing a little 45-minute donation class. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Okay, let's do it.
Ready?
Let me be alone tonight, 'cause you can't change the way I am. Are you strong enough to be my man? I don't know why I am the way I am, not strong enough to be your man.
It is day 24, so we're officially a week out from our last day of this challenge. I am sitting by the water with a La Colombe before my dentist appointment. Let me show you this view. It's actually insane. Like, sometimes I really be forgetting that I live in New York City and these are the views that I get to see. When I initially started this, I figured maybe I'll get 7 days in and I'll quit. Like, I didn't quite know what was gonna happen, and clearly it's been an amazing experience for me, and I feel so blessed to have such a lovely community surrounding me at the studio and just my friends and everyone who's been supportive. Another day of yoga, another day loving it. It is day 30, the final day of my yoga challenge. I'm truly amazed that I got here. So proud of myself. This is one of the best things I've ever done. Honestly, I feel a little bit sad that the challenge is over. This challenge has been one of the most transformative times in my life, and I've just had a fantastic month, and I feel so mentally at peace and happy. I am so proud of myself, and this has been such a fun and enlightening journey. So I will see you guys in the wrap-up conclusion. So I finished my 30-day challenge. What a journey, guys, what a journey. First thing I want to do is revisit my initial goals that I set and see if I accomplished them or not. So my first goal was to increase flexibility and mobility. This is definitely something that I have accomplished in the past 30 days. I have no way to really measure how much more flexible I am, but I feel a lot less stiff than I did at the beginning of this process. My second goal was to better my yoga practice, and that I for sure have also done. After the first week, I really started to pick up on the language that was used, began to know the positions before they were told to me. Number 3 was to increase my strength. Another thing I definitely think I have done. I can feel my muscle more than I have in a long time. I'm able to hold myself in a plank for a lot longer and just do moves that I previously couldn't do. Number 4 was sort of optional. It was look more toned. I don't really know if I look that different after 30 days. I feel different, so I think that might be shining through, but there's only so much you can do. This one, yes and no. It's sort of hard to say, but this was just my ego talking, really. And my final goal was to improve mental clarity and decrease stress. Another one that I've passed with flying colors, that's for sure. I have been feeling so carefree and playful and happy since starting yoga and working on my breath. I think you've definitely seen that transformation throughout this video. So, another accomplishment. In terms of my favorite poses, I really liked the straddle forward fold, pigeon, heart bench. Oh my god, if you need a shoulder opener, heart bench is lovely. My least favorite is lizard. I have very, very tight hips, and that position is so hard to hold for me. I'm just super tight in the groin area. My other thoughts and conclusions from this entire process is I didn't realize how much my breathing would improve. At the beginning of this process, it was sort of hard for me to take a deep breath. My body would sort of shudder at a certain point. And just exercising my lungs and my breathing muscles, which is so incredibly important to our lives. It's what runs the entire show. So another benefit I didn't foresee at the beginning of this journey is the confidence it has given me. I'm so much more familiarized with my body, what it looks like, how it feels, what it can do. Spending an hour completely phoneless, basically playing and having free movement has sort of reintroduced me to my body in the most positive way. I just feel like I carry myself with my chin higher, knowing what my body can do and knowing myself. And before I close out this video, I want to give one more shout out to the corner in Williamsburg. If I didn't have the studio, I don't know if my experience would have been as amazing as it has been. If you live in New York City or are visiting, I highly, highly, highly recommend going and taking a class. It's an incredibly comforting environment, and all the instructors are healers in their own right. I couldn't recommend enough, so go to the corner. They are amazing. So that was the end of my 30-day challenge. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, subscribe, and I will see you guys next video. Bye, losers.